Hello there, everybody. Welcome to the Heat Army podcast. What a week we've had. 2 victories, a massive turnaround on Monday to come back from 3 goals. And the moral of the story is don't post at half time. Wait till the full time to get your full thoughts out because you look silly deleting them afterwards. But what I want to say is, everybody, please do like and subscribe. It really does help. We've got lots to talk about. We've got the 2 games to preview this coming week. We've got the A's, we've got Aldershot and Altrincham coming to Gateshead International Stadium. We've also Kent's 100 games to talk about. We've got so much more, and we'd like to say a quick thank you to our sponsors at Northern Print Solutions and at Hope and Glory. There we go. So a big thank you to them, and it just leaves me to bring the boys in, and there they are. And we've got a new background as well, everybody. Looking busy. But boys, as I say, well, how are you doing, first and foremost?
Very good.
I'm buzzing. Well, I mean, come on. What a bonkers week. I mean, if this doesn't sum up our football club this season, it never does it? Absolutely bonkers. Two wins, lads. 2 wins.
I mean, you know, we've got 9 points out of a possible 15 after playing 2 of the best sides in the league, which I think will be up there. If they're not, we'll look back and think, well, you know, maybe we'll win at the races early doors in the season. But I mean, wow, what a game on Monday. We'll watch the highlights of it. It's been quite the week. You know, we've had it's been blood and thunder, hasn't it? But in a positive way. We've got lots to talk about. Lots and lots to talk about. Messages are flying in. Steve Farnfield, for some reason, just put a load of laughing faces. We've got Johnny Great. Apparently, Darcy, listener of the S, she's away. But even though no Darcy, she's away in the lakes with her new high school. So we hope she's having a good time there and converting everyone into Heat fans while she's there. Embracing the vision. Hello, ladies. What a mental day Monday. It was dreadful first half, second half. We're going to get into that. We've got Evening Lads. So Ken Webster has put in what a game that was to remember for sure. We've got the lovely Vanessa, hopefully still enjoying the bank holiday. Great escape. I was up a ladder listening and cutting the hedge when the 4th goal went in, nearly fell off. You should see the hedge. I hope that's not a euphemism.
Wow.
Vanessa's only hedge. We've got, don't send a picture in, Vanessa. Crystal Stories put hello, so has Sean Parrish, but good evening, Alan Guest, and Bonkers. All right, York have sacked their manager. Yes, there's lots to get into. Craig Hilton's put evening all. The lovely Josh Yeovil has joined us, as has David Tron and Colin Scott, and you still time for you to get your messages in. Right, boys. Our group chat wasn't exactly the
Where do we start?
Oh, well, so we'll start with Saturday. Right?
I was going to say start with Tamworth, in the right order for.
Yeah, let's go in the right order.
Well, that was the big day. That was the big day, really, wasn't it? Because you know we all talked about.
Now, obviously, you know, goal scorers will get the plaudits, and Will Flint got man of the match, and deservedly so. You know, he was in the right place at the right time, as all the boys were. It was a good effort. You know, really probably should have been 2-0. We restricted Tamworth to just 3 shots. Their goal come from, I think it's 2 deflections from the shot outside the box. If you can restrict the team to shooting from outside the box, you're doing something right. But there's 2 players I really want to give a mention to, and you know, I think Connor Panny was immense. I don't think he missed a header on Saturday. He was, it was just a fantastic display from the young lad. I don't think anyone thought we'd see him in the starting lineup going into the season, but here he is, and he's grasping it with both hands. It really was just an enjoyable performance from the young man to see him, you know, getting in and doing it. I've got a picture of him, so I've uploaded the wrong one. What a silly Billy!
Dear.
Hey, you know where it is. You kind of get the stuff.
It's a lovely wall.
It is a lovely wall. Have I removed us as well? No,
we're still there.
No, we're still here.
Apologies.
We're just hanging around the bottom of the wall.
We're hanging around the bottom of the wall.
It looks like our 3 was going to be the highest.
We are. Right, I've got it now. You know.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, there's some technical issues.
better than the technical issues last week. And I was just telling the boys before we came on air, apparently Virgin Media sent me the wrong router for the package that I've got. So that will be rectified next Monday. So hopefully we don't have any drops. I'm actually having a hotspot from my phone via the Wi-Fi. So to make sure tonight. So it's quite the operation. Nate, the Duke has put good evening. What a week it's been. It certainly has. And Sean White, evening. Just about got here on Monday. Couldn't believe my eyes. Certainly could. And I've done it again. I've done the wrong one. Haven't you? No, I haven't. Right. There we go. Panny. There we go. We've got it. I've got it right. But no, I thought Connor Panny was absolutely sensational. I thought he didn't, he's tackling, his all-round play was fantastic. And George Shelby as well on Monday. I can't remember a goalkeeper having...
Saturday, you mean?
On Saturday, sorry, yeah. I can't believe a goalkeeper for Gateshead having such a command of his area and aerial dominance. The only time he didn't get the ball was when he was fouled. He was, and his decision making as well on Saturday was really good. There was only a couple of times he fisted it, and he had to. Every other time, it was like super glue in his hands. And I think it just needs to be pointed out and applauded because it was a sensational performance from that young man. And Connor Panny, and I say there was a few players that were really well. I say all of them did well. It was a group effort, but that was the eye catchers for me. But Mickey, what was your thoughts on Saturday?
I thought it was a good team performance. First of all, I thought Harry Chapman had a really good game. I thought he was a driving force in midfield forward, to be honest. Will Flynn gets a couple of goals. I like Panny anyway, so I'm quite biased about how well Panny played. But you've got to have a look at what we're beat on Saturday. They've got some good footballers there, but they just reverted to type and gone long ball. When they played on the deck, they weren't a bad side.
Yeah.
But especially when they were chasing the game, it was long throws into the box, long hooks up the field, follow up near the box.
I mean, they brought on Tonks, who is, I've seen some good long throws at the stadium over the year. I think there's Tom Tonks was absolute. His arms were like catapults. The way he threw that ball in.
The lad in the first half, who was doing it, he was launching it long enough.
Yeah,
there must be something doing there.
Yeah,
that's their style, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it was Curly, wasn't it? Curly was the one that was launching the ball forward. But yeah, as I say, it was a great performance.
It was a vital win. That's the main thing.
It was an important win, because we're talking about a team who, let's be honest, they're sort of going to be down there. They're the teams we've got to beat. So we all agreed. And if we won that game, which we did, it'd be 6 points from 12, which would look a hell of a lot better than 3 from 4 games, wouldn't it? Anyway,
definitely
good performance. And by the way, Panny, because Rochdale, the game before the Tuesday night or the Wednesday night, he looked lost. He really did. He had a poor game at Rochdale, so it was really good to see him bounce back.
You can't remember. The lad was took away in an ambulance a couple of weeks before.
I know. Yeah.
Look, he's big soft tar. What he is. Not a scratch on him. Look as if he'd been hit by a cannon the way the lad hit him. Like,
yeah, you can tell him.
By the way, how wasn't that a red card? I still don't understand. I know that was weeks ago, but
one of life's many mysteries. It's
are Bar still looking at it now? Is that what's going on?
I think so. But obviously, we see the topics today. We've got no Kane, no pain, which is we'll get into very shortly. Obviously, the Tamworth game was talking about Yeovil, Connor Panny, Frank's revenge as well, because obviously he got a goal against his former club, and of course against the manager that I think he didn't really like. In the end, Aldershot and Altrincham as well. Prediction league and all your messages. So please do put them in. We've got. I was going to say I recognise that wall being filmed. What's that? I recognise that wall, Davey, is being filming Matt Tebbit on Saturday's Kitchen. No, it's not. It's I say that's what we know what his. It's just a generic stock photo of the wall. So there we go. That's what. I've got wall. Something like that.
That looked like Dallas. Is it Dallas? You know the.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, going back a bit there, lads.
Demonetized. Not that we'll make anything. Tonks was getting up my nose even before he came on. I don't know what he was doing to get up your nose. Maybe
he's going around coaching.
Oh yeah,
he was walking around the lanes.
Oh, yeah. Naughty boy! Shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
By the way, so Saturday was just quite mundane compared to Monday.
It certainly was. But yeah, I mean, before we get into that, I'll put this back up here 1 second. We'll go back to the full screen and have us around the bottom. There we are. We're back. There we go. Super Kane brings the pain. I tell you what. I mean, we'll put the highlights on very shortly of the game on Monday. But look, this man was an outcast last season.
Yep.
He was a bit of a nomad, sent out on loan here, there, and everywhere to struggling.
Played in the wrong position.
Yeah. I think, when he first came in the season, we got to Wembley. He was there, wasn't he? When we won, he couldn't play. But he was in other games. It did seem to be in a more attacking role, I must admit. And then because of the rigid style of play, which I'm not complaining about, it was a good style of play. It brought us success, but it was always hard to find a place for Kane Adam where the Greg Ollies and Whelans of this world weren't, or even like Stephen Wearns before he came. He wasn't going to get in front of them. Now he's got a chance to do it, and he's proven some doubters wrong. Maybe even former staff wrong at the club, because obviously he wasn't starting every week under different managers, and now we're seeing that he is a hungry young man, and he's getting himself in the right place at the right time, and he's calm in front of goal, and you can't ask for much more. And maybe last season, dare I say it, was maybe something he might have needed, maybe that kick up the bum where he was thinking, oh, I'm not going to be here, and he's went to other clubs, and I don't know, I haven't spoken to him about it, but I don't know if he enjoyed his stay at the other clubs. I'm sure it was a learning curve, but at the minute, he's loving every bit of it. And his video and interview after the game, because there was two that was brought up. There was one where he's talking to the Gateshead fans, and the match interview. You're seeing a happy lad there, a lad that's hungry.
Yeah, I mean, he's come up from London, and he just didn't seem happy last year, did he? In fact, let's be honest, we all thought he was heading out of the club. That's the sort of feeling that was getting, wasn't it, when he was loaned out to Fylde. But hey, he started pre-season. He was excellent, superb by all accounts. Mickey, you saw quite a lot of the games. You were talking about him highly, and he's got his chance and he's taking it. He's how many goals he scored for us now? This season? 3.
I'm not sure how many goals he's got there, but he was absolutely flying in pre-season. And if rumour has to be believed, I heard he didn't want to go to Fylde on loan. He was happy staying, fighting for his space, but I don't know. I can't say whether that's true or not.
Yeah. As people say, we have brought the highlights on from there's the first goal. A pass out to Junior Morales, and he put off the skims. We gifted that one. That was
that's an understatement.
I mean, I don't want to speak for any players, but I'm sure George Shelby will know that was a catastrophe, a disastrous pass out, wasn't it? Didn't do the defenders any favors. And look, they've scored a goal. The opportunity that was given to them, and they've took it. It did feel like we were very, I'm not going to say leggy, but we were just lackluster when we come out in the first half. The heads obviously
just not up for it.
Yeah. The heads obviously dropped when that goal went in, and I said at half time to you boys. I mean, obviously we've got the rest of the goals to go here for Yeovil. I feared a 7 or 8-0 here, because if the heads were dropping the way they did, there we go. That's too easy. Out muscled in midfield. There was no fight there, and Morales cuts in. It's a good goal, but he should have been closed down better. He shouldn't have been afforded the space and the opportunity. I know someone said the cameraman was awful. It was awful. It was hard to watch.
I think the cameraman was on his frigging tea.
Yeah. I know they're commentators, and I'm guilty of this, of bigging up a player and stuff, but they really bigged up Morelos as if he was something outstanding on the day.
Mariah,
yeah, I thought he had an all right game, but he was given an easy game in the first 45. Funny how he went missing in the second half when the backs were against the wall. Yeah. But no, you can see there's a lot of.
Sorry, this probably typifies our season, doesn't it? This game, really. First half, dreadful. Let's be honest, it could have been 5 or 6. Second half showed all the fight and charisma we wanted and won the game.
Well, Morelos there, he was apparently when he scored the goal, he dropped to his knees and pointed to the sky like he had won the World Cup final, and took him half an hour here, which I thought in the actual game it took him half an hour practically to get back the halfway line. I thought, for a fit.
Has he not lost someone? That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. What were your thoughts? You were both watching this. What were your thoughts at halftime?
My thoughts at halftime, I was absolutely furious. I was, and that it was the way they were just running past it.
Yeah,
it was. I mean,
tackles again.
I've got nothing against this last goal. I think it's a good break.
Yeah,
we caught, and the lads just finished it off. It's basically that's like our third goal, our fourth goal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
what they've done there. So, but I was absolutely furious at half time because again, I'll point the finger at them for tackling.
Yeah. I thought especially for the second goal as well, we were too lightweight midfield, just got pushed off the ball.
Yeah.
And there wasn't any covering player there in front of the back four because the player that was pushed off the ball was the covering player.
I think Alan's identified that though, hasn't he? I mean, we see it.
Yeah.
We've looked weak.
But as we said last week, we're not having to go at players and saying they're not very good. It's about using the squad effectively, and we still know we need that experienced head in midfield. That's not to say that any player that was on the pitch in the first half isn't a good player. It's just that we need to have a more balanced side. And in the second half, whether it was the hairdryer treatment or the change in personnel, as you'll see here,
bit of both in it, I reckon.
We come at them, and we'll pass the ball around with ease here. Look at this. We open them up. They're very static. And the ball over the top is beautiful.
A good ball. By the way, is Butterfield available?
Not yet. 2 weeks away. So
I think that seems to be the general consensus with all injuries at the minute, the 40s.
About 499.
There you go. I mean, obviously the cameraman was a little bit delayed with it. It's hard to see the goal, but a fine finish.
Crucial time as well. Just after setting up.
It was actually his first goal as well.
Yeah. I mean, it rocked them, and then when we got the second, you could see their heads dropped.
When they got that goal in, they started taking players off, and they started to shit themselves.
Right.
They thought they could just see it out, and once we've got the second one, like you're about to say, it all changed.
Yeah. It also felt like they weren't playing for the manager. You know what I mean? There was a bit of that going on.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was just one of them things. And of course, I mean, someone's put here, it was, apparently Butterfield shot a rocket up the backsides, Alan said. I think Alan did as well. But look, it shouldn't have to take that to get a performance. 45 minutes. And I say this many a time, I'm a big believer, obviously, sometimes you need a learning curve. We've come out on top this time, but we don't want to be having to go behind to get ourselves, sparked up. But on the other side as well, hang on, here comes the second one. Big Frank pokes it home. There we go.
Yeah, that was so inevitable, wasn't it? It's normally next player give for us.
I like this. You watch it all the way up, and then he gets near the dugout, then he starts.
And
then he rolls the ball towards the dugout.
Yeah.
Does he stop
the words?
But right from here, when the game was in full flow, obviously it's hard to see from in the highlights. They were rocked.
You could feel it with the Yeovil fans as well. They almost knew, didn't they? You could feel the whole trepidation running through the stands. It was just they were just waiting for it now. It was all gated after this.
Yeah.
Well, when the Legion Hebbie said, if we can get a second goal by the 72nd minute, we've got a chance of getting something out of this. And we got it in the 58th.
Aye.
So we were like looking, thinking, can we do it? I mean, I sent you the footage of the Legion. Wow. But,
by the way, this equaliser, it was a class finish. This, by the way, this was keeping his head here. It was just the dink it needed over the keeper, because if he had blasted it, it probably would have just hit the keeper. But it was a bloody good finish.
Yeah, and someone's saying that they had to turn off the. Oh, yeah, lovely finish.
Really good finish, yeah.
Alan guessed, but I was listening to the game on BBC Somerset and got sick of their commentary, so switched it off at half time. But me of little faith, yeah. But everyone was a little bit,
not just a little bit, Davey.
We were dejected, weren't we, at half time? Yeah, the BBC commentary wasn't the best. Thought they had the match in the bag, and they were eating their words in astonishment at the end. There is obviously, I'll not put it on because of the copyright, but the last words, obviously, it was in injury time, and they were like, "Oh, Gateshead will be happy with the draw now," and then all of a sudden we whipped it in.
Oh no, Gateshead score! I was like, yeah. By this time we were gone mental.
Yeah, here we are. This is where they were saying, like, you see it on the highlights, but
it's the 97th minute. That's how it.
Just got to keep it out. They said, just go along, and then this happens.
Yeah.
I mean, when the equaliser went in the pub, we went nuts. And if you think we went nuts for the third goal, when this went in, we went absolutely berserk.
It's a belt of that.
Get
but,
in.
I mean, I'll put it back to the big screen.
By the way, can I just say, sorry?
Yeah, no, as fantastic as it was, the frustrations were there at half time. And I know I made a little joke at the beginning about people, venting, wait till the end of the game to vent. But, look, they proved everybody wrong, because I don't think there'd be many people who would have thought we're going to win this 4-3 as the half time whistle went.
I'll be honest as well. I would have said, like you, I thought it would have went 5.
By the way, all the praise for the team and the goals were scored. Can I say Brooks pulled a couple of really important saves towards the end as well?
Obviously, Brooks come on at half time. It's a bold decision to take your goalkeeper off at half time.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was anything said at half time or anything like that. I'm not trying to cast aspersions, but it's a bold decision to go, especially when Shelby is a very good goalkeeper. We know what he can do. But maybe just that his head might have dropped at half time, and he's thought, right, let's just freshen it up at the back. You can't argue with the decision in hindsight, which is fantastic. Yeah. Embracing the visions, put credit to Alan and Butts. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'd love to know what they said. I would love to know what was said in there, because it worked a bloody treat.
I think one of our fans asked, didn't he, when they were shaking hands at the end, when they go along? I think one of the fans said.
But, I'm going to be careful how I say this. There's a lot of notable people online that are very critical, win, lose, or draw. A lot of them people went missing on Saturday night because they couldn't find anything to be negative about, bar what was happening at half time, which is a reasonable argument to have. But look, you can see by the post-match interviews, you can see by the reaction of the players, they got a rocket up their arse and they reacted. Give praise where praise is due. And I know, Mickey, you always come out and say people are entitled to their opinions. They certainly are. But please just wait till the facts are out or the result is in. All right? Because you either make the fan base look like we're more myrtles over nothing, or make yourselves look like idiots. And
well, look, at 3-0 doing, I think anybody's got within the rights to.
I'm on about in the whole of the negativity online. We're trying to push this forward. Look, we won on Saturday and there was still someone going on about attendances. Look, we had a drubbing midweek and a lot of people didn't want to come and see it. That's up to them. But let's try and get people there. Let's not jump on the bandwagon and celebrate because you're negative against the club that there isn't an attendance that you wanted. So that's what I'm just saying, that there is people with agendas out there against other people. You can make like the people in charge, you might not, but it's the club and the team that we want to succeed, and we need more people in the stands. And negativity online breeds negativity, and we're not the biggest fan base. So when you get a few people, it looks like a bigger noise than what it actually is. So please just think, before we start diving into people. We've got there's lots of messages. I've missed a few. Actually, I'll go up here. Steve Farnfield, I think we had a similar number of points at this time in the season we did last season. I think I don't think we'll be back in relegation if they show the passion and commitment we did last weekend. Got to agree with that, but let's hope we don't have to go 3-0 down to get that.
Yeah, that's my worry. We can't keep giving teams goal leads, 1s, 2s, 3s. Yeah, look, we're not stupid. We know what's going to happen this season. I've said it last week. I don't mind we're getting beat as long as we're in the faces and making it extremely hard for them.
Yeah. I don't think we. Oh yeah, it's already put that back out again. The club need to stick together, trying to get people down when all they say is I'll get that out eventually. The club needs to stick together, trying to get people down when all they say Facebook is pulling teeth. Exactly. Hang on. Well sausage, David. I think that might have been well said, but I have got a well sausage.
Wow, Emily.
Emily now. Vanessa earlier, now Emily.
Are you the person that knocked on my bathroom window? We've got Colin.
Hang on, what's that story?
Well, Jess. What's this? Can you let me know which local pubs have it on? I've never found one. Well, Jess, the Legion Club will be showing away games. I believe the midweek ones. So I'm sure Mickey and the Legion. That was it. The Legion. If it was the same place where the talking was in pre-season with Alan and with Mark Carruthers hosting, which is on Coatsworth Road in Gateshead, not the shop end, towards the housing end of Coatsworth.
You come down Whitehall Road, you come to the church, turn left, and the Legion's along there.
It is, and it's in Bencham, of course, if you're not familiar with that. We've got some more messages here. Let's have a little look. I don't want to get. I would say you've dropped the flag, Dave. Are you trying to put a political statement up at the moment? Because we've seen a lot of flags.
Oh yeah, I heard about all these flags.
Have you painted a George's cross on the lighthouse?
No. Could you imagine that on a Scottish lighthouse? There would be.
Oh yeah, Just as a side thing, in Aladdin they've painted the roundabouts with the George's cross. They've done the first one all right, but the second one I think they might have had cramp because it looks more. It looks like they've tried to do the cross. Then I don't know what the rest of it is. It's just a right mess. Always coming. But obviously, we're going to keep away from the political stuff. But we've got 2 managers have been sacked this season after getting beat by the Heed. The Angel of the North must be the Angel of Death on the badge.
It's only August. Your manager's getting sacked, 2 of them. Just calm the hell down.
Big money being spent. Some of them, yeah.
I know.
It's off last season, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But strange now. Why don't you just get rid of him back in June and start afresh?
I think it was the mass unrest at the game, because when that third, even before they got beat out, ones came, and then the nail in the coffin, I think, was that. But let's talk about some positives, because there's a man here who has been a Wembley winner. He's been at Wembley twice. He's he's had England C call-ups in his time at Gateshead, and now he's the club captain. 100 performances. What a time! What a man! And like we said with Greg Ollie, that captain's armband has brought out another aspect in Kenton Richardson's game. And I'm not just saying that because I talk to him when I see him at a match day and I'm civil with him and stuff. He is a fantastic player, and as soon as I've seen him in pre-season with the captain's armband on, he's took that role very, very seriously. We heard him talking about the role at the Legion Club in pre-season with that meeting that we mentioned before. Look, he knows Alan. He's invested in the club. He loves the club. Obviously, I'm sure he could have went to other places if he wanted to, but he's here and he's leading. And this photo here is the full-time whistle when we won on Monday. Said every day but the day it was. That shows that picture shows you everything. That's our captain who wants to be here and wants to lead. And 100 games, tell you what, it doesn't feel like 100 games, but when you look back at what he's achieved in that 100 games, playoff, we qualified okay, we didn't get to play in them. He's 2 Wembley appearances, and now, club captain. I just want to say well done to Kenton Richardson, and I hope there's 100 more.
I hope there's about another 500 more, never mind 100.
He's such a good player.
Yeah, he is. He's a really good player. He's not the finished article by any stretch of the imagination. There's definitely things on his game he can improve, but as a person, what a wonderful, wonderful person as well.
Yeah.
I still think he could go up a gear and he could play in the Football League. That's how good I think he is.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's hope he does with Gateshead. We've got Tangside talks, but hope for him to sign a new contract. It would be lovely, but let's hope he wants to when the time comes around for talking about it. It would be a massive shot in the arm if you could tie him down on a 2 or 3 year contract. Or an extension.
What's he on at the moment, Davey?
I think his contract runs at the end of the season, I think. So hopefully it would be nice to, around about Christmas time, get talking to him and say that and tie him down. Hopefully he wants to stay. But no, amazing stuff from Kenton, and people are putting that and put winning the league too. No, he wasn't in the winning the league side. He signed after.
No.
When we got
he was at Spennymoor.
Yeah, he was at Spennymoor. He signed the season after that one. But let's see what else we've got here. Panny played a blinder. Up next, of course, we've got Aldershot and Altrincham at home on this Saturday and following Wednesday. Remember, we will have full match commentary on both games. So hit the like and subscribe button, please do, and join us. If you can't make it, listen to us. And also, as well, if you're abroad, you can watch the Aldershot game via on DAZN if you have the subscription, and on the Altrincham game, you can do it in the country if you can't make it, because obviously it's not a 3 p.m. kickoff. We'll see. We went through Kane, Super Kane, brings the pain. And
we'll have to have Kane on, and we'll have to have his dad TC on. We'll have to.
we all have to wear
the Hawaiian shirt if Kane's dad comes on.
Yes, because he does look like one of the main characters out of the
Magnum. Looks like the helicopter pilot.
He does. That's who I love, Magnum PI. Great show.
I remember when I first said it, I thought Davey was going to fall out his chair at the stand with laughing.
Because he's stocky, he's muscly, like him as well. He's got a little tash, and as I say, I was like, wow, what a way to describe someone. And it was like
and such a nice bloke as well. He's always got a smile on his face.
Lovely family.
Of course, look gutting for Max Melbourne, who missed all last season injury too. Yes, we've got a few niggling injuries knocking about. Max Melbourne had to go off. We've got obviously
Dom Telford.
Yeah, Dom Telford, they're all injured at the moment. So hopefully it's not too bad. Bring them back in because Saturday, Monday we won, and I think we said this in the last one. Who thinks of the idea of sending a team that's just played a home game to travel right down to Yeovil and back a day and a half later is just ridiculous.
Can we just come in before you get any further? How good was Callum Johnson, by the way, when he come on?
Yeah, it was nice to see him come on, wasn't it?
He was outstanding.
Who did you play with, by the way, on Saturday against Aldershot? Two up front, but he played Big Frank, and
he had Big Frank, and he had Harry Cartman just behind in the second half, didn't he?
Did he? Mm-hmm. Is that what he did when Telford went off?
Emily Focus has come up with an idea here. So maybe a list in the Mick Thornton suite of all the past Centurions that have played for the club. It's a good idea.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's a fantastic idea, Emily.
And I will unveil it with my sausage. So we've got Mickey, bring a brolly for your favourite manager. Yes, could it be the hat trick of managers being sacked at the weekend? We're talking about Gateshead being the angel of death.
They had a good win on Monday, so I think he might be all right. They would come to me on Monday, didn't they?
Of course, we have Aldershot coming. I think it's another game that we can realistically look at and think we should get something out of that one.
I think the next 2 games, lads. The next 2 games are possible.
Altrincham haven't started the season on fire, so if we can continue the way we are and come out with a mindset that we're 3-0 down at the kickoff, then we'll be all right for the rest of the season.
Now we'll probably lose with confidence.
Yeah, well, hopefully we don't say how many Centurions can you name. I'll tell you what, there's a fair few. You can easily go Baxter, Turnbull, Curtis, Chandler, Mags. Yeah, there's a lot. I think it would. Yeah,
Crowden, Kenny Lowe, Derek Bell.
Yeah,
Sam Kitchen. I mean, there's loads you could go through. I mean, I think it would be quite. I think Stephanie, GTSC Sats. I think it may take up all the wall of the outside of the stadium. To be honest, one thing you can see, I know we have had a high turnover of players in the past, but we have had for a long time. There's only been a couple of seasons when there hasn't been a lot of the players hang on for the next season or a couple of seasons. When they come to Gateshead, they normally stay for a couple of seasons at least. So, there'll be definitely a few. What's the forecast? By the way, it's forecast for rain on Saturday. Well, there you go.
Not again.
Not again. But, I mean, the league table, I'll get it up. Yeah.
Can you imagine Tommy Widdrington if he had been playing in that second half against Grimsby yesterday?
Oh, well, that's one thing to say. Congratulations to the former players that have got Gateshead affiliations. Of course, Kieran Green was the captain of Grimsby, and there was a couple other players that had been at the academy as well. I believe that was
Cameron Gardner, and there was Staunton, and all 3 had played for Spennymoor as well. Green had obviously played for Blythe as well. And
I mean, at this moment in time, I'll put it up and I'll share the screen. But the league table, if it finished tomorrow, you would say, yeah, I would take that in an absolute heartbeat. But so here we are.
More technical issues.
No, I'm getting it up now. So I'll share the screen.
It's sausage time.
Here comes the sausage table. For some reason, it won't add to screen. Why isn't it add to stage? Come on.
Too big.
Anyway, but obviously, Gateshead sitting in 8th at the moment, haven't played 5 games, we're on 9 points. There's some big hitters below us. You've got Morecambe, of course, which I'll get into a little bit later. You've got Sutton United, Woking, Solihull Moors. They're in the relegation zone. You've got Eastleigh, Altrincham, York. They're all below us at the moment. So, to say you're above them just shows you how well we've done, especially with York. They've been big hitters. They've spent a lot of money. Timmy Abkinola's went to Woking and hasn't worked out thus far.
What a dream move that is.
It is a dream move, isn't it? But
I'm sure he goes back in 2 weeks' time when he hits the winner.
Oh, yeah. That's looking at the fixtures on Saturday, of course, the early kickoff is Solihull Moors. They play Southend. You would think that's going to be a Southend win.
Solihull are in trouble this year. They were sliding last year. I think they're in trouble this year, aren't they?
I think he might be the next manager again.
Yeah, well, there's Braintree are playing Forest Green at home. Eastleigh have Altrincham at home. That's going to be a tough one to call, that one, either way. Yeovil play Halifax, and I think Yeovil will probably win that one with the manager gone bounce. Of course, ourselves against Aldershot. Hartlepool play Boreham Wood. Timmy Akinola travels to Morecambe. Sutton versus Carlisle, which was a league game not so long ago. Truro, Boston, and then Wheelstone, Rochdale, and Brackley. Scunthorpe is the late kickoff. So yeah, I mean, there's some tough games there, but if we can come away with something, a point at least against Aldershot, I'll be happy. Of 3 points, I'll be bouncing off the walls. But yeah, you've got to say that a good start to the season. Yes, the 2 games where we've got beat haven't been the greatest, but it's still a squad that's still in the infancy of being put together and trying to build the foundations. So
out of the 5 games, there's only 2 games there where you would expect us to be pushing, and that one was Yeovil, and you're looking at a point there. Tamworth, yes, that's the one the club would probably targeted for 3 points. No one expected we're going to Eastleigh and get a win.
No.
I was hoping for a draw at best on the opening day, and you hope for a draw at best against Rochdale.
Yeah, 9 points is an excellent return. It's better than what we would have thought.
So, on the first 5 games, it's better than none with them up.
I would have been pretty happy with 7.
Just look at the teams that's below us and the money that they spent. So it just shows you money doesn't always bring it in, and just as well because we haven't got any. On that note, the prediction league, I'm going to bring that up in a second because we do have.
Oh my God! Wow!
Look at that. Mickey is still top of the league on 7 points. Trina is in second. I have rocketed up the league. I'm in 5th at the moment because I've got a treble points for a win there with playing a joker. So I've moved up the table. Sean White is bottom of the league at the moment. The mid-table
spot.
Darcy Gray and the Duke is down there as well. So yeah, all to play for, but you can play your bonus, your joker or your super joker and get yourselves up there. So we'll remember when I ask for your predictions. 1 second, where are we? There we are.
Mickey's the boy though.
He is. He's starting.
No, I'm going to take my hat off to you before, and I'm not blowing smoke up your arse, Mr. Gaddis.
Yeah.
You predicted a goal fest for the Yeovil game. You said a 3-2 draw, if I remember rightly.
Yeah.
A 3-2 draw.
3-2 I remember he said a 3-2 draw.
I probably did actually say a 3-2 draw.
You did?
You did.
Actually, I tell you before, obviously we're going to do the predictions shortly. We'll do ours first. Please, when you're sending in both games, please, so it's easier for us to read out and for Johnny Gray to collect as well. So your prediction for the Aldershot game and for the Altrincham game. So if you could do that. Got a message here. I didn't even realise we had a fan down in, well, not us personally, the club. Stuart Sharkey as a kid living in Weymouth. Monday it was a home game for me, still buzzing. What a match. Sub and goalkeeper, bold move but paid off, made a couple of crucial saves in the end. Have either of you been to Weymouth before?
No, I've not been to Weymouth.
My dad worked down there when I was a kid, and I went down there and remember I went to Portland Bill, the lighthouse.
Portland Bill,
that was in the beginning of the Muppets, wasn't it? And not the Muppets, Fraggle Rock.
Fraggle Rock.
So, and I remember my dad went right next to the edge, and because obviously that's thing, and he said he's seen a Fraggle, and I was about 8 or 9, and I was crapping myself at the time. I was like, I don't want to see it. Yeah, and I remember they've got like it's like a I don't know if it's a cenotaph or a big like it's a square tall tower type thing on the seafront as well. I can remember that. So yeah.
Well, welcome, Stuart. By the way, if this is one of your first times
Stuart, thank you very much for saying. And if you are like Stuart, if you haven't messaged him before, please do. That's what we want. We want everyone talking. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Just make sure you put it in a way that can be read out and not slanderous against anybody. And we'll definitely read about it. And congratulations to Mickey, by the way. He's only swore once on this podcast. He's done really well this week. So everyone give him a round of applause.
If you don't like swearing, you could.
Yeah. And you know what it is? I've told everyone, please put both of your bloody predictions in one message, and all of yous have went pretty putting it in separate ones. So
well done for making his life hard. Keep going.
The Duke has went 2-1 against Aldershot and 2-0 against Altrincham. We've got Colin Dilbo has went 3-2 win. We don't know which game. Lewis has got a good result on Monday, shows character of the group. It certainly does. Stuart Allen has went a 2-1 win, both to the Heed in both games there. So fantastic. Louise Dick has gone 2-1 to the Heed against Aldershot and 2-0 against Altrincham. Ken Webster's going 2-1. We don't know what game. The lovely Ruth, the Duchess, is predicting 2-0 against Aldershot and 2-1 against Alty. We've got here Steve Farnfield. We're on holiday next Thursday, so Sandra's predicting the following games: 2-1 against Altrincham, 1-0 against Altrincham. There, 2-1 against Aldershot, 1-0 against Altrincham, 1-1 Heed against Woking, and 3-1 win away to Wheelstone. Sean Parry's won a 4-3 win on Saturday and a 3-2 win on Wednesday. I think Sean's had a bump on the head. We've got Alan Guest is going 2-1 against Aldershot and 2-1 against Altrincham. John Dick is going 2-0 both games to the Heed. We've got 3-0 against Aldershot and 4-2 against Altrincham. Goals galore at the moment. Embracing the Vision is going 2-1 to Aldershot, the first defeat that we've seen there against Altrincham. Before we read out any more, I'll start with Steely. What's your prediction for the next two games?
I'm actually right. I've got no points, right? So I can't get any worse. So I'm going for 1-1 on Saturday, and then I'm going for a 2-1 win against Altrincham. So 4 points from the next two games.
Mickey?
Well, I'm going to be on the same page as Mr. Steele here.
Ooh.
But I'm going the opposite way. I'm going 2-1 on Saturday and 1-0 on Wednesday.
Right. Wow.
Or Tuesday, whatever day it is.
You know how I'm going to pull another joker out. You know how I like to use them early. I'm going to pull another joker out for the Aldershot game, and I'm going to go 4-1 win. Right, and it's going to be. I'm telling you, Kane add-on hat-trick. I'm sniffing Coca-Cola at the moment. Right, so yeah, and I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw against Altrincham. So right, we've got loads more coming in.
I'll be happy with 4 points over the next two games.
Yeah, Craic is going 2-1 against Aldershot, 2-2 against Altrincham. Colin Dilbo, he's got 3-2 against Aldershot and 2-1 against Aldrin. Dave, on the prediction league, change from Stephen Farnfield to Sandra, please, as she's going head-to-head with Embracing the Vision. So there we go, if Mr. Gray is obliged to do that. Going off the hatred versus Aldershot, 4-0, says Heed Army Adam, 4-0 against Aldershot and 2-1 against Altrincham. David Tron is going 3-1 against Aldershot, 3-2 against Alty. God, the loads are flying in at the moment. We've got 1-0 win on Saturday, 2-0 win on Wednesday, says the lovely Vanessa. Johnny Gray is going 1-1 on Saturday, 3-2 on Wednesday. 2-0, says Christopher Story on Saturday, 1-1. A lot of people going for draws. Colin Scott is going for draws galore here. He's going 2-2 and 1-1. And nice to see Kedwin Scott amongst the goals at South Shields as well.
2-2 win and a 1-1 loss.
Oh, if I went, I just looked at the numbers, but there we go. So
he's obviously going by your method of doing things with a 3-2 draw.
He's going by my metric, I think, is what we're looking for. 2-1 win against Altrincham with the Joker. Oh, someone else has pulled the Joker out. Johnny Gray, but I'll change the name for next week. So if you want to get yours in, still time to go. Right. Someone mentioned Morecambe earlier on. Now, I did comment on another person's podcast when they were putting things. I said, did you ask the question about punishment for Morecambe? Now, I know people might have seen that as in, I want Morecambe to be punished. Far from it. I think the other went through hell. But in hindsight, a lot of clubs at our level, including ourselves, have been punished after the event. Obviously, I know their games were only postponed, and they're going to be able to fulfill them. But they didn't pay their wages for months. I know it does go across time in the Football League and into the National League, but at the same time, they weren't able to commit their fulfillment to the contracts they honoured with players, thus them players leaving. Now, I'm pretty sure that other clubs have faced either point deductions or fines for not being able to pay their players, and it does seem as though Morecambe have been given a free hit. Not to say that the fans haven't been put through the ringer, but I
Yeah.
do feel as though Morecambe, because they will generate a little bit more TV revenue on the National League TV with their fan base being a one that's been embattled, shall we say. They're all wanting to get behind the team. I do feel that they've got a free hit off the National League. That's not to say they won't be punished, but I do believe that there is nothing in the pipeline for anything to go against them. Now, my argument was when someone, I'll have to find the tweet, there was, is it the football analyst made a good point that ours was HMRC and things like that, why we were demoted. But it was after the fact when the National League knew all about Mr. Calla being at the football club for that full time. So Callum, who's the Callum Boss analyst, is put, my interpretation is that you had the deduction for missing HMRC deadline. I don't believe Morecambe missed a proper deadline. Also, I know they met a deadline to sell the club this month and assume that it's slightly different. And you're also going to pay, in terms of, I don't have a clue on the wages. Of course, they've fulfilled the game's only postponed and cancelled. That's just a surmising of what they've got. But am I the only one? I'm not trying to be pedantic or want another club to suffer, but we've seen Southend not paying their wages and get point deduction. There was surely in administration, all but in name.
Yeah.
So why hasn't there been any reprimand of by the league? And I just I think it just does feel like they've got a free hit, and that's, as I say, it's not a slight on the club. I've got a lot of love for Morecambe. I want to see every club do well, but I just think that the National League, yet again, or at this moment in time, feel like they're inconsistent with the way
there's rules, isn't there? Yeah, Southend, obviously we paid the ultimate price. Southend obviously got hammered. I don't understand. I don't understand why we've not even been talked about. What's this?
On the Morecambe situation, do you think the new independent regulator, I think that's has something to do with them not being punished as of yet, as not being in it? Independent regulator shouldn't be anything to do with that. We've got here, Steve Farnfield's put one, same as Southend, Scunthorpe, etc. We're just a little club in the northeast and not from the Football League. It can be looked at that way. I would say north-south divide, but Morecambe's quite high up the country as well. But there is that side there. It sounds like one rule for one team, one field for the other. The National League takes care of the bigger clubs. We know this. Well, I spoke to a journalist involved with Southend, and he admitted that if it had been any other club, they probably would have been kicked out the league.
If that had been a Maidenhead, or a Kidderminster, or a Darlington,
or a Dorking, anyone like that would have been kicked out the league.
They would have been kicked out the league. Simple as that. Yeah. But I also believe, and I don't want any. I wanted to know why they haven't got any points deducted, but at the same time, I didn't want the fans to suffer anymore.
No.
But I believe, and I still believe this day, after our scenario, the way they dealt with ours, I think they've looked at that. And we've been like a test case for it. We got hammered, and we've had a look back on that and thought, I think we were a bit harsh there.
I agree with you.
I really believe that. I mean, Knacker who was in charge of it,
I think
he done everything wrong, mind.
Obviously, look, we're back where we were. We've had a great time, and we probably wouldn't have had that, I think, if it hadn't all happened. So it's not like a case of we've been punished and we're still languishing in that pain. Thankfully we've come out the other side, but it does feel as though that as you say, we were maybe the test case, but everything was done in hindsight. They knew the full season. They knew from the day he walked into that office the circumstances, and they waited until the fans battled, clawed to get that football club back, and then went bang, there you go.
We were sending emails, Davey, and I sent an email for a definite, and I asked,
Yeah.
There was other people at the football club sent an email. Listen, everything that was going on at the club and the National League still didn't jump. It wasn't until HMRC were two winding up orders, which categorically denied there was nothing wrong on Total Sport, if you remember rightly, because I was listening and they wouldn't let me on at the time.
But yeah, as I say, I think the gripe I have is that we were done in hindsight after the event. They've been saved
when the fans had got a hold of the club.
Yeah. Now someone else has got a hold of the club. The cynic in us, I don't think this is the case, but you can't help but think, did the Punjab Warriors say, we're not going to take it on if you're putting something on top? Well, we've got to battle enough to get the football club. I don't think that'd be the case, but you can't help but think it. You can't help but think it. That's no accusation, by the way. It's just, as a human being, a football fan, you think, well, how hasn't this happened? Who knows? It could be in the pipeline. There might be something where they turn around and say, look, you didn't pay your players. That's the rules. Here's a 10-point deduction. But I do not believe we'll see that. I do not believe we'll see that.
I think people from Morecambe must have been at Celtic Manor for the National League AGM.
Yeah.
And they would have known then these players weren't getting paid.
Yeah. Of course. Right.
Yeah.
So,
well,
look,
David
at the
Tron,
same time, I don't want them to suffer.
No. David Tron makes a very good point here. Now, he's put, that's also why the National League haven't done anything about a certain owner down the road, though. Yes, there has been. I mean, there was a vote to have an ego boost to make him still pay the wages and stay at the football club, wasn't there? Allegedly. We have to put all that, because I know that man does like to, take legal action. Was that, and I believe BBC Radio Tees weren't allowed into the last home game either.
He's not going to allow them in. I think he's going to stop them.
Yeah, well, as I say, we'll not go any further down that route, because
no.
Yeah, as I say, it's a sad situation, I feel, for every fan of a football club, because we've been through it and things aren't great. It does. I don't want to be sat here and any Morecambe fan going, well, they just want to, lump on our pain. They've got through the other side of it, which is great. But there's,
you set rules, though, don't you? You set a precedent, with us. And it says Scunthorpe's South End got points deducted.
Sorry, he made the new football governance bill in response to my previous comment. Yeah,
I don't know. I would have, maybe there's something in there, I suppose. But
it could be. It could be, yeah. And but if anyone does want to get their predictions in, please do. Both games, we've got a couple of minutes left. Massive thank you to everyone. There's been some good views. We are going to hopefully reach out. I'm going to speak to Jack, the media manager at the club, on Saturday, and ask if we can maybe get an interview with Alan sometime soon, or Jacob, and hopefully as well Kane, Adam, and a couple of other newer players as well, because we've had some lovely interviews over the past few weeks and got to know some of the players. I mean, I was over the moon after we spoke to Frank to see him get on the score sheet eventually, and sod's law for Yeovil fans, it would be against his former club, which was, it just seems to happen, doesn't it? It's football and rules. And,
how often does it happen?
It is.
I've spoken to a load of people at the Legion Club, and they all loved the Frank interview. Yeah. In fact, they like Fergie as well, and the interviews, they did go down really well, the interviews, so hopefully we can get a few more on in the near future.
The podcast, it's good.
Will it be raining in your heart, Mickey, on Saturday? A lot of people everyone.
Can I just say, look, he plays the pantomime villain really well.
Of course he does.
Do I like the way he goes on? No.
Yeah.
But after he's had his illness, if I can shout, you're an a-hole, at least he's alive to hear it. You know what I mean?
There's always a silver lining, isn't it? No, but obviously, no. In fairness, we were worried last year when obviously and anything of on the footballing side, it's not real life, is it? You know what I mean? And the most important thing is that he come out the other side and he's
definitely. I wouldn't wish any ill on the man. I don't like the way he goes on. I don't think but he plays the pantomime villain well, and he's got Alan Dowson coming back on Saturday. I'm more excited about having a bit quick nut at a Dowse, to be honest.
He's a good lad, Dowson.
There's a few puns coming here. I'm hoping Saturday Aldershot doesn't rain or not. Well, on that note, it's been a lovely show. Let's hope we're as positive next Thursday, and hopefully another 6 points to talk about. That would be amazing. But if I tell you what, if we add to our tally between this time now and next week's show, I'll be a very, very happy man. And look, it's been a good week. We can build on it, and hopefully, it continues that way throughout the season. Boys,
one quick question for you two. Yeah. What's the minimum you would take out of these next 2 games?
The minimum.
I'd like to see we get 3 points.
3 points. 9.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would, honest, after the 9 points we've got, if we got 2 draws in the next 2 games, I'd be delighted.
Yeah,
it's 2 games.
If we could add 3 points, I'd be absolutely even more delighted.
Oh yeah,
I would gladly take 2 points.
Definitely. Well, on that note, thank you, boys. Remember, hit that like and subscribe. Share any of the reels that we'll share after this as well. Please do. It does really help to reach people. This past month, we've had over 20,000 views, over 600 hours, 600 hours of watch time, and 9 subscribers. So please keep that up. That's yous that's doing that. So if we can reach out and get more people watching and get more people coming to the stands, because it's the positivity that we need. If we can't be positive when we win, when can we? So please do get down. And we've got Vanessa has put thanks all, good happy show, just how we like it. The Duke has put see you on Saturday. None of us see you first. Well, on that note, everybody, thank you very much. Thank you to our sponsors, Northern Print Solutions, and of course our partners at Hope and Glory. And if you haven't got your new home shirt yet, or any of the other beautiful merch, there's a link in the comment to go to the shop. We get nothing from it. It's not an affiliate link. It's just pushing our partners that are helping us and helping the club. So on that note, everybody, goodbye.
Bye-bye.